Good morning, good morning, good morning. So it's a warm welcome in ICA classes. All of you, very good. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Many students have sent. So everyone have awakened with a good energy. Angel, Parmar, Namal, Sankaran, Anand, Jyoti, Sapna, Alok. Anand, which assignments you are interested to send? I am not able to understand. Okay. Okay. You may better get help from ICA. That is a better option. Uh, I have seen your SSP portal as well as your app also. There, one particular helpline number is given. So you may talk to them for the purpose of uploading your assignments. If there is any assignment or if any other student may help him, then tell me. I would like to suggest him how assignments are to be uploaded. Whether any assignments are to be uploaded, I don't know exactly. So if it is, then it should be done. Angel, I have already sent the notes to ICI. They will upload it preferably by today evening. So you will get those notes. Those are the past examination questions which have already appeared in your exams, in your previous attempts. So you may have to do those questions. Send your presence beta fast. Okay, good. Patel, the ones discussed in class. No, I have not discussed any time that you will have to send me any assignments. No assignments are required to me. Maybe for ICA, if they have demanded any, I don't demanded any assignments from the students. Let it be very much clear. Now let's start with the next chapter. Actually, we have already discussed that our previous chapter has been completed, but there are certain points which we may have to cover. Like we may have to go for some advanced questions, one or two advanced questions we would like to cover. And one more thing we have to cover for insurance claim is we would like to go for the problems of the students whomsoever have any problem in the chapter that we would like to take. And also, I would like to tell you that you must have to do the previous year examination questions which I have sent to you. That will be uploaded on ICA portal within just preferably within a day, that is today itself. So you have to do those questions also. I would like to do one favor for all of you that I am going to postpone that query session to the next class, preferably that is on Wednesday. So Wednesday after break, I would like to go for the problems of insurance claims, insurance claim, so that it can be covered in a proper way, and you will get proper time to solve the questions because you have just understood the concept yesterday evening. So you doesn't have proper time to cover those. So I have postponed it. Today we would like to go for the new chapter. New chapter, and the chapter name is hire purchase, which we would like to cover from today. Okay. Accounting for hire purchase and installment sale transaction. This is the name of the chapter which we have to cover today. An important chapter from examination point of view. If you will see that what is the weightage of this chapter, beta, then weightage of this chapter is very much clear that we will have to cover minimum. We will get minimum 5, otherwise up to 20 marks question from this chapter. But normally, if we'll see the previous examinations, then every time we got question from this chapter. Overall, if you will see, I have covered 3 chapters: profit prior to incorporation, insurance claim, and accounting for hire purchase. In combined, these chapters cover approximately 20 to 30% of your paper of accounting. That is 20 to 30 marks paper will come from these 3 chapters on an average. It may be more than that, but this is a minimum coverage which is to be minimum weightage of these 3 chapters in your examination. So I always suggest you to go for these 3 chapters with very sincerity because it will be better. Okay, one query has been received. Is it possible that foundation course भी question आ जाए inter exam में? Exactly, there's no problem. Any basic question में, without the knowledge of basic accounting or the financial accounting of previous classes, like if you say that the syllabus of whatever the syllabus of CA foundation or whatever the syllabus of BCom, those have impact on your studies in inter. That will be very much clear. When you will go for studies of inter or final, you will get number of questions which will be there from your previous classes, because concept of those chapters will come into the picture. So this is a routine that concept of those chapters will come to you. So you must have to be prepared for those chapters. Everything should be clear to all of you so that you can get benefit out of it, beta. Now, let's start with this chapter. Now, when I'm going for this chapter, I would like to do one thing for you. Let's take an example, and with that example, we would like to cover this chapter step by step. Now, there is a person named ABC Limited. So this is the identity of the company, a person, because person means for the company also according to law terms, so there's no problem. ABC Limited is interested to increase its business. So this company is already trading in electronic items. So in electronic items, it is selling products. It's its routine. Now, to increase its business, we have seen that number of customers are coming to it, but they are not able to purchase the goods due to non availability of funds at that time. They doesn't have proper money with them. Like if a person come to you and interested to purchase a LED, then our LED, which is the normal demand of person, everyone likes that, is approximately 35,000. But a person who comes to us only out of those person who comes to us only, you may say 10% of the person purchases it. Remaining 90% persons are not purchasing it. That may be due to the reason of non-availability of funds. That may be due to the reason of no requirement at that time. That may be any other reason also. So I planned to start an installment system. Like you have seen that EMI system is running in the market now at time. Installment system. It means for that if anyone comes to you and interested to purchase the LED, then I may offer him that you may purchase it in installments also. If you doesn't have funds available with you for immediate payment, you may get it on installments. And for that, obviously, we'll charge some interest on that, because if a person will not pay you the payment, make you the payment immediately, then obviously it will be delayed. Like if you will purchase it, then I'll charge this amount in 10 installments. In 10 installments. And these 10 installments will be worth rupees 3,500 plus interest. This is a normal routine which is understood to every student, according to my opinion. 3,500 plus interest. This is a payment which you have to make in each and every installment. Interest for the period. So for that period, whatever interest is there, that you have to pay in every installment. And you can easily sell it to the public, because in that case, they will have to pay only 3,500 rupees. Just assume that I am saying you will have to pay only one installment and get this. And for 9 installments, you will have to go for monthly installment system. It may be monthly, quarterly, half yearly, or annually. So any type of installment system may be there. Accordingly, we have to calculate the interest and add it and make the payment, get the payment. That's it. Now, in this case, A person come to me named as Mr. X. He is interested to purchase it on installments. Okay. Now here ABC Limited will be named as hire vendor. Why? Here this amount, whatever is to be paid by us, that is 3,500 rupees plus interest, it is to be paid by the person in every installment. In case he is unable to make the payment, like he have already paid 3 installments, 3 installments are received, unable to pay fourth installment. Now in that case, whatever amount is paid by him, whatever amount is paid by him till now, that will be assumed as higher charges. That will be assumed as higher charges. Higher charges meant for rental. What is higher charges? Higher charges meant for rental. If he will not make payment of fourth installment, then he will not get benefit of whatever payments he have made earlier, and we will get back the goods from him. Get back, or in simple words, you may say acquire. We'll get back goods from him, and whatever amount is paid by him till now, that will be assumed as a rental paid by him. That will not be assumed as the cost or the price of that particular asset is paid by him. Due to that reason, this arrangement is called hire purchase system. Hire purchase means for what? Hire means rental purchase arrangement system. Otherwise, it is a purchase, but this purchase will be automatically converted into hire, that is rental, if payment is not made. So due to that reason, it is named as hire purchase system. Now in this, the person who is selling it, it will be named as hire vendor. The person who is purchasing it, Mr. X, will be named as hire purchaser. So two things are clear, three things are clear: hire purchase system, hire vendor, hire purchaser. See, here it is. Review it once again. When a person wants to acquire an asset but is not able to make payment in one go, then he may opt for making payment in installment if vendor agrees. This enables the purchaser to use the asset while making payment for it in installment over an agreed period of time. Time is already pre-planned. And the arrangement is called hire purchase transaction or hire purchase system. Hire purchase meant for transaction where goods are purchased or sold with the following feature. That is, first feature is payment would be made in installments. Each installment will be treated as rental or hire, so that this default is made in the payment. If default is made in the payment, then obviously in that case, even the last installment default is made in. Loss default means unable to make the payment. Payment is not received. If such type of event will occur, then the seller will be entitled to take away the goods without compensating the purchaser. Seller will be able to take away the goods. He will get back the goods. He will acquire the goods. So this is the arrangement in this. If all the installments are paid, the goods will be treated as sold, and the property ownership will be transferred to the purchaser. So property or the ownership will be transferred only and only if payment is made in full. If all installments are not paid, then purchaser seller will acquire the goods, get back the goods, and maybe he'll not give any benefit to the purchaser for making all those payment. He may or may not give. Very simple. Already discussed that in this arrangement, payment will be made in installment, and whatever installment is paid, that is assumed as a rental. Meant for, and this is assumed as a rental only for the purpose if purchaser is unable to make the payment. Otherwise, this point has no relevance. B point has no relevance if purchaser is able to make all payments even while passing journal entries. This point has no relevance. This point has relevance only and only if he is unable to make the payment. That's it. So let it be very much clear, beta. Now, first point, terms used in hire purchase agreement. Possession. What means for possession? Possession means for retain. Means रखना. Possession का मतलब क्या होता है? रखना. So here, if you will see, Mr. X has got the possession of LED. So possession of LED means for he will retain LED with him as he has purchased it. So this is called possession beta. Down payment. Down payment means for the payment. Down payment means for this. I already taken an example that to acquire the goods, to purchase the goods, he will have to make first payment at the time of purchasing this. And remaining payments he will have to make in installment. Out of 10 installment, one will be paid. One will be paid at the time of purchase. At the time of purchase. These are 10 installment in which you have to purchase this asset, LED. Now, out of these 10 installment, first installment, what I can say, will be paid at the time of purchase. So this is called down payment. What it is called? This is called down payment. Advance, you may say down payment, you may say any word you may use. So see here it is down payment meant for the payment made by the purchaser at the time of signing the agreement. When he will sign the agreement or purchase the goods, obviously whatever payment is made at that time, it is called down payment beta. Repossession. What is repossession? Repossession meant for if any installment is not paid by purchaser, then vendor may acquire the goods, which is called repossession. Repossess. First of all, I have given the possession. If I'll get back the possession, this is called repossession. So this is basically taking back the goods. If you will take back the goods, this is called repossession beta. Hire vendor is clear to everyone. It's a person who delivers the goods along with its possession to the purchaser under a hire purchase agreement. This is seller basically. Purchaser meant for the person who obtained the goods and right to use the same from vendor under a hire purchase agreement. Obviously simple. Now this is an important thing which I would like to cash price. Now in this 35,000 is what? What meant for this 35,000? 35,000 is the cash price of these goods. Because this is a price at which an item will be sold on immediate payment. So whatever is the immediate payment, that is a payment to be made if you are interested to purchase the asset in one go. If you are means the price at which they are selling the goods. The price that at which ABC Limited is selling the goods is called cash price. Now, if you are interested to purchase the goods in installments, obviously in that case, you will have to make some extra payment. That is called interest, already discussed. Now 35,000 is the cash price. That is very much clear to everyone, the price which will be paid if you are interested to purchase it in one go. Now it will be paid in installment. That means for this is cash price, 3,500 rupees is included in every installment. This cash price of rupees 3,500 is included in every installment. So whatever is the installment, it includes 3,500, that is cash price, plus interest, whatever the interest is, and the total price, cash price plus interest, whatever it is. This is called HP price. What is HP price? Higher purchase price. Higher purchase price. Zero down payment may also be there. There's no problem. See here, higher vendor is we are at cash price. Cash price is the amount to be paid by the buyer on outright purchase in cash. Means if he is not going to purchase the asset in installments, then whatever amount is to be paid by him, that is called cash price. In simple words, we can say 35,000 is the cash price in the given example. Then see here it is. So cash price in the given example is not cost price. This is cash price. Normally CP meant for cost price, but here CP meant for cash price. That is 35,000 in the given example. Or if you are interested, cash price of asset. If you are interested to get the cash price in every installment, then this is 3,500 per installment. Now what is HP price? HP price, that is higher purchase price, is equal to cash price plus total interest. Means whatever is the total amount of interest that will be added in cash price, and will get the higher purchase price. Like in the given case, he says the cash price of the item is 35,000 plus interest in all installments is to be added. That you have to calculate, beta. You have to calculate it and add it. How to get it, we will discuss later on. Don't worry. Now, HP price of every installment. HP of higher purchase price of every installment is equal to what it is. HP price of every installment is equal to what? Cash price of every installment, CP per installment plus interest of that installment. Whatever the interest included in that installment, that will be added. So you will get HP price of every installment. Sir, if the buyer if all the goods are destroyed or exploited to its fullest before the last installment under a higher purchase and the buyer then denies, very good query, मजा आ गया, प्रियंका जाग रही है इसका मतलब, बाकी भी जाग रहे हैं, हाई ग्रेड, अरे भैया जाग जाओ, बेटर है, कुछ ना कुछ क्वेरी तो पूछो, मजा आएगा. देखो ना, प्रियंका ने क्वेरी पूछी है, कितना अच्छा स्टूडेंट है ये हमारा. कह रही है कि गुड्स डिस्ट्रॉय हो गई, गुड्स आर डिस्ट्रॉयड, then whether the purchaser will make the payment or not. Now let's try to understand this thing. The concept of hire purchase somehow different. Here, who is supreme? Here the vendor is supreme. Who is supreme? Vendor is supreme. While making an agreement, obviously when he's selling the goods, he's not selling the goods on the basis that ले जाओ भैया goods ले जाओ पैसे दे देना. He's not selling the goods by giving a right to the purchaser. You may get the goods and make the payment as per your choice. So proper agreement is signed at the time of sale. In that, every clause is already mentioned. Whatever clause is pre-decided between them, and there's no vendor who is a foolish vendor who will not think upon this point that once purchaser will get the goods, whatever he may do, he must have to break all the. He will have to make ice breaking in that. Ice breaking means for he will have to finalize each and everything, whatever he thinks which can occur wrong with him. So he may have already covered this thing that if goods are destroyed or there is any other problem, then purchaser will have to make full payment. Otherwise, legal case can be he can be sued in the court. Obviously, we can go for that because he will have to make the payment. Even you may think upon this thing that you have taken a car on rent from any person, then they are taking security from you, or they are making a they can make an arrangement with you by signing an agreement that if you will not make the payment, obviously in that case you will have to be sued in the court because you will have to make the payment बेटा. उन्होंने सामान आपको दे दिया, आपको पेमेंट तो देनी ही पड़ेगी. अगर आप पेमेंट नहीं दोगे तो प्रॉब्लम आएगी. तो ये जो वेंडर है ना वो सुप्रीम है. सुप्रीम का मतलब है कि उसको हर चीज को अपनी ध्यान में रख के चलना है, वो बेनिफिट लेगा. पोजेशन का पॉइंट एक्सप्लेन इट अगेन वन इट्स सिंपल. हियर द वर्ड पोजेशन meant for acquisition. Possession meant for like goods are LED sold by vendor to purchaser. So the possession of the goods has been transferred from the vendor to the purchaser. Possession means for होना, जिसके पास है वो चीज. पर भैया जैसे अभी आपके पास कोई सामान है, आपका ब्रदर आया, उसने वो सामान ले लिया आपसे, तो पहले क्या किसके पास पोजेशन था, अब किसके पास आ गया, ब्रदर के पास. ठीक है. आप मार्केट में गए, आपने जाके वहां से एलईडी परचेज कर ली, तो एलईडी का पोजेशन किसके पास था, उस पर्सन के पास. आपने ले लिया तो पोजेशन किसके पास आ गया, आपके पास आ गया. दैट मीन्स फॉर पोजेशन. अगर वो गुड्स आपको वापस देनी पड़ेंगी तो उस केस में पोजेशन वापस चला जाएगा. दैट इज कॉल्ड रीपोजेशन. अगर वेंडर को आप पेमेंट नहीं देते तो उस केस में ऑब्वियसली आपको उसमें प्रॉब्लम आएगी. तो प्रॉब्लम आएगी तो इन दैट केस ही विल गेट बैक द गुड्स. अगर वो गुड्स वापस लेगा तो रीपोजेशन. व्हाट इज आउटराइट, इट शुड बी गिवन विद द लाइन. आई वुड लाइक टू एक्सप्लेन यू दिस, नो वरी, बट हियर आई डजंट हैव एनी line. So whenever I'll get a line, I'll tell you. You may give me a proper line, I'll give you the answer. HP is equal to CP plus interest. CP is equal to HP minus interest. One and the same thing, and interest is equal to HP minus CP. One and the same thing. Good है, good है भैया, good है. अभी जैसे हम लोग बात कर रहे हैं कि एक सिंपल सी एग्जांपल ही ले लेते हैं, चलो, कि टोटल इंटरेस्ट कितना है भाई, सारा कैलकुलेट करके उसने बता दिया. टोटल इंटरेस्ट इज इक्वल टू 6,000 rupees of all installments. तो simple है, you will have to go for CP price is 35,000, HP price is 35,000 plus total interest, and interest this is 41,000. And if CP and HP both price are given to you, then interest is equal to 41, that is CP HP minus CP. What is interest? HP minus CP, that is 41,000 minus 35,000. अब अशोक जी चेक करना जरा, हमारी स्क्रीन तो नहीं कहीं से कट रही, क्योंकि स्टूडेंट का आया है एक ओपिनियन आया कि वो सर स्क्रीन कट रही है. बेटा अपनी सेटिंग भी चेक कर लो, मैंने आगे भी इंटीमेट कर दिया. इट इज बोर्न बाय वेंडर बिकॉज लास्ट इंस्टॉलमेंट वाज नॉट पेड. It is borne by vendor because last installment was not paid. Line is yet not clear. Sir, if we bought goods on hire purchase, and it has been stolen, then what is the treatment in high? I will have to charge full payment from the purchaser because I doesn't have any problem if anything occurs because I have given the goods to him. If he says goods have been lost, goods have been stolen, obviously he will do ना. हमारे पास तो देखो दुनिया में यही तो ह्यूमन बीइंग की टेंडेंसी है. देखो आपके माइंड में आया ना पॉइंट, this point has come into your mind na? That means for it will come into the mind of the purchaser that he will have to acquire the goods and need not to make the payment. तो वो कुछ ना कुछ तो ढूंढेगा ना भैया. ये तो काम है हमारा कि हम लोग चाहते हैं कि हाँ जी भी सामान हमें मिल गया, पैसे क्यों दे. तो उसने एग्रीमेंट में पहले लिखा होगा, he will have already finalized it in agreement कि अगर गुड्स की ये पेमेंट नहीं करता, गुड्स डिस्ट्रॉय हो जाए, चोरी हो जाए, कुछ भी हो जाए, तो पेमेंट इसको देनी पड़ेगी, नहीं तो इसको हम कोर्ट में स्यू करके पेमेंट ले लेंगे. According to Sale and Goods Act 1930, the risk is lying with the vendor, but the purchaser has to keep goods as is goods. But again, I would like to tell you very clearly, there's no point of application of law here. Like to be very much clear, this is all about agreement between two persons. Like I am teaching with ICI. So whatever agreement is between ICI and me, that will be relevant. Not the relevance of any other act will be there, because this is not a arrangement made by the government of India according to its law. Okay, because law applies only in GST, income tax, etc. Because there is no agreement between the income tax payee and the income tax payer. But otherwise, in business, this is all about business, beta. So this is all about business. Whatever arrangement is made between two persons, that is the final thing. Okay, we'll discuss angel later. Just wait. So my question is Muhammad Murad. Muhammad, actually, I am not able to understand your word outright. Send me a line with the word outright in that. Okay. It is borne by vendor because last installment was. I'm not clear. Please send me the line in which outright word is there. I will define it. Okay. So if the interest payment is delayed, but the principal amount is paid. If the interest payment is delayed, but principal payment is made on proper time, will there be penal interest charged? Let it be very much clear. You are interested to make the partial payment. That means for you are interested to make the partial payment. So partial payment, if that arrangement is there, already written in the agreement between the purchaser and the seller, then it will go. Otherwise, normally we are not going to get partial payment, or will get partial payment, then it will be assumed as default. If payment of rupees 3,500 plus interest is to be paid, just assume there is an interest of rupees 1,000 in that installment, and the payment is rupees 4,500 is to be paid. But you have made payment of 3,500. Obviously, seller will receive it, but simultaneously he will assume it as a default. It doesn't make any sense that whether the payment not made is interest or principal. The concept is simple, that the payment is not made in full. So to that reason, here this is named as default, and wherever there is a default, the right of repossession comes to the vendor, vests in the vendor. He will repossess the goods, or he will go for some adjustment with the vendor purchaser. This is all about the mutual arrangement. Again, whatever is there, this is a business. So all things will depend upon the mutual agreement between these two. If paid all installment in one time, any relaxation interest, obviously in that case there may be a chance there is no interest, but this again is to be mentioned in the point in the agreement. Cash price, Mohammed, I am not clear beta. सर इंस्टॉलमेंट की पेमेंट नहीं होने पर हायर सेलर गुड्स को रिपोजेस कर लेता है, तो हायर परचेजर ने जो पेमेंट की होती है वो रिटर्न होती है. विल डिस्कस इट इन डिटेल बेटा, because this is a concept which we will discuss. Jyoti, you have raised a very good query. We'll discuss it later. Her query is that if payment is not made due to any problem by the vendor, by the purchaser, then obviously your vendor will get back the goods. If he will repossess the goods, then whatever payment is made by purchaser, whether he will get credit of that or not, he may or may not get the credit in full or partial. This all depends upon the mutual understanding, mutual working between them. So this will depend upon case to case basis, and obviously in whatever is mentioned in question, we will treat it accordingly. Cash price is the amount to be paid by the buyer on outright purchase in cash. Outright means immediate payment in cash. Outright means immediate. Cash price is the amount to be paid by the buyer on outright purchase in cash, that meant for immediate payment made by him. Okay. I think these points are clear. Coming to the next point. Let's understand in the given case. In the given case, the payment is rupees 35,000 rupees. LED has been purchased by Mr. X from ABC Limited. So LED is purchased. This is an asset. For the cash price of LED is 35,000 beta. Installments are to be paid. Annual installment is worth rupees cash price 3,500 rupees plus interest. So here first installment will be paid as DP, down payment, that is at the time of purchase. So DP is down payment is 3,500 beta. Okay. Now annual installment is given to you. Calculate HP price. Of every installment and total, both. So let's note it down. We'll do this question. Write it down with you. We'll do this question beta. Simple method is used. Interest rate is also given to you. Interest rate is 10% per annum. We will make a format. In that we will do calculation of HP price. So let's make a format as per your understanding. Particulars. Cash price. Interest. Total. So let's understand this. First of all, what is the you may write years also if it is required to you. So if you will go for a date also, so all transactions are done on 1st of April 2022. So this arrangement is on 1st of April 2022. Okay, beta. So you may take it as date. On 1st of April 22, hire purchase is made of LED. So this is worth rupees 35,000. And then on 1st of April 22, DP is paid. DP is 3,500 rupees. Zero interest is there. Total payment we can see. So Out of 3500,000, 3500 is paid, on which no interest is there because payment is made on the same date when the asset is purchased, so there's no gap. So total payment is 3500 as a DP. Then on 1st of April, obviously the balance payment is 31,500 beta. Now you have to do the calculation with me fast. ठीक है, पहले समझ लो, कॉपी बाद में कर लेना, डोंट कॉपी इट, जस्ट ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड इट. इसको पहले देखो, समझो, फिर कॉपी करना. 1st April 23, first installment is to be paid. This will be worth rupees 3500 plus interest because every installment is rupees 3500 plus interest. How much will be the interest to be paid with this? The outstanding balance is 31,500 beta. So on this is outstanding from 1st April to 1st April 22 to 1st April 23. That is for complete 1 year. So this interest will be paid for 1 year, 3150 beta. The total payment to be made is, if it is 3500 plus 3150, so this is equal to 6650. Then how much is balance? Check it out. It is 28,000. Now next installment will be paid on 1st April 24. This is second installment. Again 3500 beta. Now get the interest. How much will be the interest beta? 28,000 into 10%. It is 2800. So this is to be added 6300. And the balance is 24,500 beta. This is mathematics chapter. Let it be very much clear. This is a chapter just like in mathematics. Third installment. अभी आपके अंदर से मुझे मैथ्स को जगाना है, जो सो रहा है आपको उसको जगाना पड़ेगा. तो जगाने के लिए थोड़ा स्पीड से करना है. इंटरेस्ट कितना निकलेगा? 2450. फाइव नाइन फाइव जीरो. अच्छा, अभी नेक्स्ट इंटरेस्ट निकालो, टोटल पेमेंट बताओ. उसके बाद नेक्स्ट निकालो, टोटल बताओ. वो आपका काम है, अपने आप करके देख लो. कोई दिक्कत है तो बताओ. एग्जैक्टली कविता, चलो फास्ट करते जाओ. समझ में आ रहा है निकिता? मुझे पता है, इसलिए मैं कह रहा हूं अब आप करके दिखाओ. ठीक है. Pranav, if it is possible, you may do this, no problem at all. This is all up to your choice. Next installment. So next installment में इंटरेस्ट कितना आ जाएगा? 2100. नेक्स्ट में इंटरेस्ट कितना आ जाएगा? मैं आपको करके दिखा देता हूँ, मुझे तो पता लग रहा है. चलो नेक्स्ट में आ जाएगा 1850, 1750 सर. नेक्स्ट में 1400. नेक्स्ट में 1050. तो इंस्टॉलमेंट आपकी आ गई फोर्थ वाली. बस इंस्टॉलमेंट में और इंटरेस्ट में 350 कम हो रहे हैं. ये चीज मैंने भी समझ ली है, मुझे लगता है आप लोगों ने भी समझ ली होगी. तो इजीली हो जाता है, कोई इतनी मुश्किल बात नहीं। 5600, 5250। चलो फास्ट। So 9 installments are there. I think everyone has done it. Very good. Chalo. Let's try to understand next point. So there are two methods of recording here. One is called cash price method, where we can say that the asset is purchased by us, but assets ownership is not transferred to us. It will be transferred only and only when the asset will be, when all the payments will be made, all the installments will be paid. Accordingly, we will treat it. Asset account is debited with cash price included in each installment. So whenever we'll make the payment, we will debit asset account with the cash price. Down payment will be fully adjusted toward cash price. This is all known to everyone because we have already done it. We will discuss it later, method of recording, because that is not required yet. Let's understand it, then we will do that. So the next point which I would like to discuss with you, the journal entries to be made in case of cash price method, that I would like to discuss with you, because the previous discussion of last slide is not required yet. So what is cash price method, beta? In this method, there is no difference with any other method. You will have to assume it. This is the only one method which you have to understood. Second method is not relevant for us too much and will not go for any question. So you have to understand this. Don't go for the name, just go for the concept. Okay, my dear. So we have to pass journal entry in the books of buyer. Now tell me one thing. Buyer is purchasing an asset. Now one thing is very much clear, that here buyer is purchasing that asset. He is interested to treat it as an asset in his books of accounts, because obviously you have purchased this asset. Issue is only that the payment is not made by him in full, but he is always interested to make the payment. Due to this reason only he have purchased that asset. If he is not interested to make the payment, he will not have to purchase that asset. तो यहाँ पर ये बात तो क्लियर है कि बायर ने एसेट तो परचेज कर लिया है, ठीक है। एग्रीमेंट में क्या लिखा हुआ है, इट डजंट मेक एनी बिग प्रॉब्लम फॉर हिम। एनीथिंग मेंशन इन एग्रीमेंट इज जस्ट टू cover the emergency, cover the any unexpected event. So here, whenever buyer will purchase this asset, seller will sell this asset. Seller will assume it as sale, purchaser will assume it as purchase. Means purchaser will assume it as a purchase of an asset. In simple words, so when hire vendor sell goods for accounting purpose. So we are discussing about accounting purpose now. How to make the accounting? When hire vendor sells goods, he will assume it as a sale, and the name of the sale will be named as hire sales. That's it. And when hire purchaser purchases asset, he will assume it as a purchase of an asset. He will assume it as a purchase of an asset. So it's normal purchase and normal sale that he will do. There's nothing technical. Hire purchase, purchaser purchases an asset, he will treat it as a purchase of asset. Hire seller will sell this asset and he will assume it as a simple sale. Okay. Accordingly, entries will be made. Now, in this case, what entry will be passed by Mr. X? When Mr. X will purchase LED, what entry will be passed by him? Tell me. क्या एंट्री होनी चाहिए अभी? अच्छा चलो, X ने क्या परचेज किया है? LED. तो एंट्री होती है LED डेबिट टू, किसने सेल करी है उसको? ABC लिमिटेड. ऐसी होती है ना, एसेट अकाउंट डेबिट टू सेलर टू वेंडर. बिल्कुल ठीक, ये एंट्री होती है, इसमें कोई डाउट तो नहीं किसी को? सो ये एंट्री डाली जाएगी कैश प्राइस के साथ. वट एवर इज द टोटल कैश प्राइस, उससे ये जनरेटरी को डाल दिया जाएगा. ये मान लिया जाएगा कि मैंने एसेट परचेज कर लिया है. विल एज्यूम दैट द एसेट हैज ऑलरेडी बीन परचेज्ड बाय अस फॉर रुपीज 35,000. 35,000 का हम ये एसेट को मान के परचेज कर लेंगे. अब उसके बाद क्या करना है? हमने ABC लिमिटेड को पेमेंट करनी है. तो ABC लिमिटेड को पेमेंट कैसे करनी है? जब भी हम किसी को पेमेंट देते हैं तो एंट्री क्या होती है? डेबिट द रिसीवर, ABC लिमिटेड डेबिट टू कैश या बैंक, जैसे भी पेमेंट कर रहे हो आप. कितनी पेमेंट करी है आपने? 3500 रुपीज की. उसके बाद क्या होगा? ये 1 अप्रैल को आपने एंट्री डाल दी, 22 को, 1 अप्रैल 2022. ये एंट्री भी सेम डेट को डाल दी. डाउन पेमेंट दे दी ना हमने. तो डाउन पेमेंट देने के बाद 1 अप्रैल 2023 आ जाता है. तो ये 1 अप्रैल 2023 को हमने नेक्स्ट पेमेंट करनी है. बट इससे पहले हमारी क्लोजिंग डेट आएगी, दैट इज 31 मार्च 22. एक ही बात है, 1 अप्रैल 23 और 31 मार्च 22 एक ही बात है. बट द इशू इज दिस कि हम लोगों ने जो ये अकाउंटिंग करनी होती है उसमें हमें पता है कि हम लोग 31 मार्च को अपने जितने भी एक्सपेंसेस हैं वो डेबिट कर लेते हैं. तो इसलिए हम लोग इसको क्रिएट कर लेंगे. तो मैं आपको सिंपल वे से करवाऊंगा, अभी ये पॉइंट नहीं लेके चलूंगा डेट वाला. अभी सिंपल वे से करवाना चाहूंगा बिकॉज इट विल बी इजी इन दैट केस ओनली. तो ये पॉइंट को मैं कंसिडर नहीं करना चाहता. अभी सिंपल है कि आप लोगों ने जब नेक्स्ट इंस्टॉलमेंट को पे करना है तो पहले क्या ड्यू करना है? इंटरेस्ट. इंटरेस्ट को ड्यू करने की एंट्री क्या होती है? जब हम इंटरेस्ट ड्यू करते हैं तो एंट्री क्या होती है बेटा? इंटरेस्ट ड्यू कर रहे हैं हम लोग, किससे लेना है इंटरेस्ट? आपने ABC लिमिटेड से. तो एंट्री क्या होनी चाहिए? इंटरेस्ट एक्सपेंस है मेरा इस केस में. सो इंटरेस्ट अकाउंट डेबिट हो जाएगा, कोई दिक्कत तो नहीं. टू, टू क्या एंट्री होनी चाहिए? टू किससे, किस को इंटरेस्ट पे करना है? टू ABC लिमिटेड. कितना इंटरेस्ट देना है आपने? 3500 रुपीज, 3150 है ना. 3150 आपने इंटरेस्ट पे करना है. उसके बाद आपने पेमेंट कर दी. किसको पेमेंट कर दी? ABC लिमिटेड को. कितनी पेमेंट कर दी बेटा? 3500 पे कर दिया प्लस इंटरेस्ट पे कर दिया, दैट इज यू हैव पेड 6650. क्या पे किया? टू कैश या बैंक. चलो ये इंटरेस्ट चारों बताओ, समझ लगी कि नहीं लगी? मुझे यस या नो चाहिए आप लोगों से. जिस इसको समझ लगी यस करो, जिसको समझ लगी नो लिखो. जल्दी लिखना भाई, जो सोए रह गए होंगे वो मुश्किल में हो जाएंगे. इसलिए इस क्वेश्चन को समझने का एक ही तरीका है, इस मेथड को, कि हम लोग इसको जाग के समझें. तो जो स्टूडेंट्स ने आज क्लास नहीं लगाई वो तो नुकसान में जाएंगे. तो हमें सभी को क्लास लगानी चाहिए सुबह उठ के. तो आज सुबह की मॉर्निंग की जो गैदरिंग है वो ज्यादा है और इवनिंग की गैदरिंग बल्कि कम थी. वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड. तो मुझे ये बताओ यस या नो लिख के कि ये एंट्री सभी को समझ लगी कि नहीं लगी? अच्छा यस सर आया बहुतों का. तो चलो फिर एंट्रीज लिखते हैं. एंट्रीज लिखते हैं। मैं इसको इरेज कर दूं। आई वुड लाइक टू गिव यू एन अंडरस्टैंडिंग इन इंग्लिश आल्सो। When we'll purchase an asset, the entry will be passed as LED account, asset account debit to vendor. Then when we will make down payment to him, then vendor account debit to cash. When interest will become due, then the entry will be interest account debit to vendor account. And when first installment will be paid, then it will be vendor account debit to cash oblique bank. So these are the four entries which you have understood. Now tell me one thing, this entry will be passed every year or just once? This entry will be passed every year or just once? Sir, interest due entry एक बार फिर बताइए. Interest entry is very simple beta. Whenever interest is due, debit all expenses and losses. Debit all expenses and losses. So interest account will be debited accordingly. Now credit the creditor. Interest to outstanding interest is always an entry. Here outstanding interest will not be considered because ABC Limited is a person from whom to whom interest will be paid. So credit the creditor to ABC Limited. We have done it. Is that clear? Once. Very good answer. Down payment is also made once. So this entry will be made once. This entry will be made once. No, but this entry will be made once or every year. These two entries. Interest will become due and installment will be paid every year or just once. Purchase time and interest every year. Yes, sir. Purchase entry will be entered at once. Okay, good. So interest entry and the entry for payment of installment will be made every year. Yes or no? Every year. तो लो भी आप लोगों का क्लियर हो गया मुझे लगता है कंसेप्ट. तो एंट्रीज नोट कर लो फटाफट. आई थिंक दिस कंसेप्ट इज क्लियर टू ऑल ऑफ यू. कंसेप्ट इज क्लियर. व्हाटएवर इज मेंशन पढ़ लो. क्या लिखा है? समझ लग गया जो मैंने बताया? चलो ये एंट्रीज आप सभी ने नोट डाउन कर ली. अच्छी तरह से नोट डाउन कर लेना. नोट इट डाउन इन योर कॉपीज. नोट डाउन करना फॉर्मेलिटी के लिए. एंट्रीज आपको कंसेप्ट से समझ लगनी चाहिए. इट इज टू बी नोटेड डाउन जस्ट फॉर फॉर्मेलिटी, जस्ट फॉर फ्यूचर रिकॉर्ड्स. बट इफ यू विल थिंक दैट we just note it down, that is not good. So यहाँ तक क्लियर है सभी को? I assume everything is clear up to this. Now see, as it is assumed as an asset by us. See, we have passed an entry asset account debit to hire vendor. This is the entry we have passed asset account debit to hire vendor. That means we have shown it as our asset in our books of account. If any particular item is shown as an asset in our books of accounts, then obviously depreciation will be charged on that beta. So see here, depreciation will be charged on this asset as per the system of depreciation. So depreciation account debit to asset entry will be made every year. Again, this entry will be made every year. Simultaneously, if you will see, there is an expense named as interest which is debited in this case. So if any interest is debited or any expense is debited, it has to be written off to P&L account. We know it very well. And also depreciation will be written off to P&L account every year at the end of the year. So another entry for writing of interest and depreciation, it is to be noted down बेटा, इसीलिए मैं लिखवा रहा हूँ देखो. So in the given case, what should be the amount? Assume depreciation is 20% in the given case. So on straight line method, SLM. So that means for if asset is worth rupees 35,000, then it means for depreciation of 7,000 will be charged every year. So depreciation account debit 7,000 to asset account. Then we have to write off this interest and depreciation. Interest is 3,150 to be written off in the first year. 7,000 will be the amount of depreciation. So it will be 10,150. In the next year, it will be 2,800. It will be 7,000 once again. It will be 9,800 beta. In the next year, it will be 2,450. It will be 7,000 once again. It will be 9,450. It will mean 7,000 every year. So this entry will be passed every year. Interest transfer to P&L account, not taken. Already taken beta. Interest, profit or loss account debit to interest. I assume everything is clear to every student. चलो नोट डाउन कर लो फटाफट, चलें आगे. Now how to disclose it in balance sheet? Let's clear it. Now in balance sheet, there is an asset side where it will be shown as a fixed asset because obviously this is a LED our fixed asset. So it will be shown at cost price in our books of accounts. Okay, whatever is the cost price, like in this case, cost price is 35,000 in first year, less depreciation, whatever it is. And in creditor side, you will have to show the amount of ABC Limited, whatever amount is payable to ABC Limited, that will be shown here. So this is a balance which is to be shown here. Like in first year, at the end of first year, that is on 31st of March 22. How it will be shown beta? 31st of March 23, sorry. March 23 beta. Chalo. Asset will be shown at 35,000 minus depreciation 7,000. So it will be shown for rupees 28,000. Okay. Balance in higher vendor account was 35,000 plus interest is due for the first year, that is 3,150. So the amount due is 38,150. Okay. So this is somehow installments due, installment not yet due. So there are 2 points. Installment due means for due but not paid. So no installment is due yet. So the whole amount is in installment not yet due. So that will be shown here. What it means for this is a simple thing, that installment due but not paid. But not paid. Number of times it happens that we have not made payment of the installment, then it will be shown here installment due but not paid. And this is what the amount which is not yet due. As we know, the whole amount is not yet due. Amount is due only on 1st of April next year, 1st of April 23. So today is 31st of March 23. Nothing is due. So due to that reason, interest is due. Why? According to accounting concept, we know it very well that every year, due to mercantile system, due to accrual system, if any expense is due but not paid, then it will be entered in the books of accounts. So interest is due because interest will be always charged on time basis. This is according to accounting standard. if you know the accounting standard, if you know the accounting concepts, because accounting runs with accounting standards and accounting concepts, not by the law, because we are not going for the law. This is a simple thing. Law is there, but this is in practical accounting, which is not a part of syllabus. Even I think no one is there who is taking it seriously that a student should be given a practical training also, which is the most important thing. But in India and even in world, I think no one is there who is taking it seriously, just going for the theoretical concepts like we are doing all that now. You know, practical accounting is somehow different. That will be done only when you will go for the training under a chartered accountant. Here, that also chartered accountant doesn't have time to give you the proper training. So what is there? They are giving you the knowledge, giving you the work. You have to do that, and that work will be given according to the requirement of that chartered accountant, not according to the requirement of the student, that how he will be trained. That point is not considered by anyone. So due to that reason, that is a very bad thing for all of us. Uh, some queries have been there. If depreciation is charged on written down, okay, beta, it will be accordingly charged. Depreciation may be on straight line, on written down value method, on whatever rate is there, on any other method. You will have to charge it accordingly. There's no problem. Interest due entry will be interest account to interest payable. Is this wrong entry? No, beta. It is 100% right. Interest to interest outstanding. But here, what means for interest outstanding? Some students are of this concept that the entry should be interest account debit to outstanding interest. अच्छा इसमें ये बताओ, tell me one thing, what means for this outstanding interest beta? This interest account is a nominal account. Everyone knows. So outstanding interest is which account? Is it personal, real or nominal? Beta, tell me. Is it outstanding interest क्या होता है? Personal होता है, real होता है कि nominal होता है? चलो फास्ट बताओ. आउटस्टैंडिंग इंटरेस्ट पर्सनल होता है कि रियल होता है कि नॉमिनल होता है? जल्दी जल्दी बताना, टाइम नहीं लगाना ज्यादा. फटाफट आंसर भेजो. आंसर भेजो फास्ट. Very good. Some students have sent that it is personal. So it is okay. Representative personal. Very good. Very good. So what means for the personal is interest. Outstanding interest is real account, which is very wrong, beta. Which is very wrong. Very wrong. Outstanding interest is not a real account, beta. It is temporary account. It is not such temporary account, beta. It is not a nominal account. It is a personal account. So I would like to tell you those who are not clear that this is a representative personal account must clear their basics. So what means for the representative personal account, that is to be discussed in your CA foundation or the plus one commerce class. You must have to go for it. So it's a personal account, beta. Personal means for okay. So this is a personal account. Just a moment. It's a personal account. So if it is a personal account, that it means for that any other person's name may also come, but it is just representing ABC Limited. Actually, outstanding interest meant for it is a personal account. It is a representative personal account which is representing ABC Limited. That is the person to whom this interest is to be paid. That is our creditor. So this is the replacement of the name of our creditor, outstanding interest. So if you are just writing the name of ABC Limited, then there's no problem at all because that is the real thing which is required in this case. So interest to outstanding interest entry or interest to ABC Limited entry is one and the same thing. Salary to outstanding salary or salary to Ramesh is one and the same thing is if the salary is payable to Ramesh. Okay. I'm not interested to go for more details because in that case our time will be short of our working. Otherwise, it should be clear to everyone. If you have any doubt, I would like to suggest you to go for basic accounting classes that is required to you. Very good. Number of students have sent right answer also, there's no problem. But those who have sent wrong answer, they must be in a problem. So these basic concepts are very important to clear CA classes. If you have doubt in these concepts, even then you are unable to clear this CA exam. So I would like to suggest you to go for the basic accounting classes that is given on our. If you will go for EduHome, EduHome, EduHome uh, app, on that basic classes are just approximately free of cost. You may contact them EduHome, EduHome. So on that you may get basic accounting classes so that you can review that. Also practical accounting classes are there. You may go for the complete practical training of whatever work you have to do in CA course. That is complete CA working, whatever you are doing in your life, whatever either it is starting from the practical accounting to GST return filing to income tax return filing to Tally to Busy to Marg to SAP, every software you can get practical training of it in on EduHome, EduHome. So you may check it out on your website on your net about the EduHome Institute. They will help you better. So I'm coming back now. What is 38th on 150? This is 35th on, which is the cash price. This is 3150, which is the interest for the current year, which is due during the year. So these are to be added to get the outstanding amount. Okay. So to get the outstanding amount, you will have to go for it. In the next year, tell me how much will be the amount for the next year, beta. Yeah, 31st of March 2024. That you have to calculate, beta, fast. यहाँ पर क्या आएगा बेटा बताओ. आप लोग निकाल के बताओगे मुझे 31 मार्च 2024 को क्या आने वाला है. टेल मी। फास्ट बेटा, इतना टाइम थोड़ा लगाना है। फास्ट फास्ट। 6650, ये पता नहीं क्या निकाल के भेजा भैया। 6650 तो कुछ भी नहीं है। 21,000 बिल्कुल ठीक है। ओके, नेक्स्ट ईयर बताओ क्या आएगा फिर। अच्छा, नेक्स्ट नीचे बताओ क्या आएगा, यहाँ पर भी बताओ। व्हाट विल बी है। गुड, नीचे बताओ। टेल मी what will be there in creditor side, how much will be shown in creditor side. Definition will be 56 only if it is on return on value method. I have already suggested that there should be a straight line method. So if it is a return on value method, obviously you are right, Karthik. You need not to worry. So we are just taking assumptions, so there is no worry. Good, it is. Now, what should be here? Tell me also. नीचे भी कैलकुलेट करके बताओ। What should be in creditor side? और सभी से आंसर चाहिए बेटा, ऐसे तो फिर बड़ी गलत बात है। बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स आंसर नहीं दे रहे और वो गलत बात होती है। आंसर देना जरूरी है। अगर आंसर देते हो तो इसका मतलब है आप प्रेजेंस अपनी नोट करवा रहे हो क्लास में। अगर आप आंसर ही नहीं दे रहे तो हाउ यू विल शो योर प्रेजेंस इन द क्लास बेटा। मुझे किसी का आंसर नहीं आया कि नीचे क्या आएगा। रियली वरीड। गलत निकाल के भेज रहे हैं बच्चे, जो भेज भी रहे हैं। फास्ट दोबारा करो, ठीक करो। यहाँ पर निकाल देगा ना जो पर्सन, उसको प्राइज मिलेगा। चलो फास्ट। प्राइज क्या मिलेगा वो मैं बाद में बताऊंगा। घर में एक गिफ्ट पैक आने वाला है। फास्ट निकालो। करेक्टर्स सही नहीं निकाल के बता रहे कि सही निकाल रहे हो, बताओ। कुछ ने निकाला है, चलो मैं भी निकालता हूं आपके लिए। व्हाट विल हैपन, दिस यू हैव टू चेंज नाउ। 38,150, we know it very well now. One thing is very much clear to us that this will be paid preferably on 1st of April 2023. We all know. Also out of it, first installment will be paid. So it means for 31,500 will be left out of it, because 3,500 is the installment, monthly installment. Okay, there is a mistake here also. Even earlier also there was a mistake बेटा। तो आप लोग क्या देख रहे हो, मुझे तो ये नहीं समझ रहा। यहाँ भी मिस्टेक थी। चलो पहले तो पिछला ठीक करते हैं। लास्ट ईयर कितना था, 35,000 रुपीज टोटल आपने पे करने थे। आउट ऑफ दैट 3,500 इज पेड एज अ डाउन पेमेंट। सो 3,150 was the last payment which was outstanding, with 3,150 to be added. So it was 34,650 that was outstanding last year. ठीक है। Now this year what will be the outstanding amount? You need not to consider this thing. Later on we will see all that. You will have to just calculate how much will be the creditor to be shown. So that will be 34,650 last year. Current year, what will happen? Out of this, we will pay 3,500. That is 28,000 will be the remaining amount, plus 2,800 will be the interest. So it will be 31,800 बेटा। नेक्स्ट ईयर का आप निकालो। नेक्स्ट ईयर का अपने आप निकालो। शाबाश। इजी है, इजी है ना। इजी है, इजी है, बिल्कुल ठीक है, इजी है। कर दो फास्ट। यहां पर आ गया है। चलो वेरी गुड, नीचे बताओ। सर सीपी। निकालो वो, फटाफट निकालो भाई, फटाफट निकालो। सिंपल निकालना है कितना ही अमाउंट क्रेडिटर में आने वाली है। वेरी गुड, अरे मजा आ गया, मजा आ गया, मजा आ गया। वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड, मजा आ गया। वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड, फास्ट। मुझे आंसर्स मिल रहे हैं और अच्छा लग रहा है। नेक्स्ट ईयर का भी निकाल दो फटाफट, फास्ट। नेक्स्ट ईयर का निकालो। जिन्होंने ये निकाल दिया है, गो फॉर द नेक्स्ट ईयर। प्लीज बेटा डू इट फास्ट। Very good. Just calculate it. How you will get it? This will be 24,500 plus 2450. Very good. Very good. It is 26,950. Very good. So for the next year, how you will calculate? So it will be 7,000. Very good. It will be 7,000. Very good. And here it will be, जल्दी निकालो फास्ट भैया, 31 March 2026. तो ये आ जाएगा 21,000 प्लस 2100. ओके 23,100. वेरी गुड. शाबाश. मजा आ गया. मजा आ गया. स्टूडेंट्स को समय लग गया. ऐसा लग रहा है कि अब आपको समय लग रहा है. Vendors books. Now coming to vendors books. So which entries are to be passed by vendor? That is very much clear to every student, because earlier you was assuming that there is a seller, but there is a purchaser. Now what? Who is there? Now there is a vendor. Now what is vendor? Beta, vendor is a person who is selling the goods. If a person is selling the goods, what entry he will pass in his books of accounts? Fast. Tell me. क्या entry आएगी? A person is selling his goods to someone. In the name of that person is Mr. X. What will be the entry? फर्स्ट एंट्री आप लोग बताओगे, सेकंड मैं बताऊंगा, थर्ड आप बताओगे, फोर्थ मैं बताऊंगा, फिफ्थ आप बताओगे, सिक्स्थ मैं बताऊंगा. ऐसा चलेगा. चलो शाबाश. भेजो भाई फटाफट फास्ट. फर्स्ट एंट्री. मजा आ गया. आप लोगों ने कर लिया, मुझे पता लग गया. पिछला कर लिया, अब अगले पे आ जाओ. ये पहली एंट्री आ गई है, मुझे मिल गई. वेरी गुड. वेरी गुड. शाबाश. सेकंड एंट्री भी भेजो भी. जिनको फर्स्ट समय लग गई है, सेकंड भी समय लग गई होगी. वेरी गुड. So this will be the first entry when goods are sold on hire purchase. Hire purchaser debit to hire sales. Mr. X to Mr. X to hire sales account. Means here X will be debited to hire sales account. Here the word asset will not be used because we are not selling an asset. We are selling goods in routine. So here we are using the word sales. Earlier the entry was debtor to sale. Here we have replaced that entry with hire purchaser to hire sales. Okay. Second entry I would like to tell you, that is the payment, down payment which you have to make, which you have to receive here. So what entry will be passed for receiving the down payment? Because obviously in that case we'll receive the, here it is very much clear that higher sale account will go to trading account, because this is a part of this sale is a part of obviously actual sale. So it will be added to the normal sale in our trading account. There is no difference at all. This sale is just like the sale. Just this is an identification that this much sale is made by us on hire purchase basis, so that in future we can identify it in a proper way. This is a practical concept, so kept separately. Now cash account debit to hire purchase. वेरी गुड. हायर सेलर टू सेल्स. ये तो गलत एंट्री बता दी वर्षा आपने. बेटा वर्षा बेटा ऐसे नहीं चलेगा, ऐसे नहीं चलेगा. आपको किसने बताया हायर सेलर टू सेल्स एंट्री होती है? आपका बेसिक में कमजोरी है. बेसिक को ठीक करो. बेसिक को ठीक करो. बाकियों की एंट्री सही चल रही है. बैंक टू हायर परचेजर किसने सही भेजी है? बिल्कुल ठीक भेजी है. कैश टू एक्स सही एंट्री भेजी. शाबाश शाबाश. नेक्स्ट एंट्री. नेक्स्ट एंट्री. अब थर्ड एंट्री क्या होनी चाहिए? जैसे पिछले केस में क्या था, इन द लास्ट केस इट वाज रिगार्डिंग इंटरेस्ट. सो हियर इट आल्सो विल बी इंटरेस्ट एंट्री. सो एट द एंड ऑफ द ईयर यू हैव टू मेक इंटरेस्ट ड्यू, बट दिस इज अवर इनकम. So here interest is our income. So entry is hire purchaser to interest account. Very good. Note it down or take the screenshot as per your choice. मुझे तो लगता ही नहीं कि आपको एंट्रीज नोट डाउन करने की भी जरूरत रह गई है. बस आपको तो एक बार फॉर्मेलिटी से एक नोट डाउन करनी है. अगर आपके मॉड्यूल में है तो वहां से टिक करते जाओ. ओके नो प्रॉब्लम वर्षा. देर आए दुरुस्त आए. गलती को मान लिया, इसका मतलब गलती नहीं हुई. वेरी गुड. शाबाश. वेरी गुड. So interest in the last installment will be the difference between the installment payable and the amount remaining unpaid by way of principal. It will be applicable. This note is to be written, but this will be understood later. Okay. Okay. Very good. Very good. Very good. Now, when the installment will be received, enter a simple cash bank to hire purchaser. Very good. Now we have to transfer interest to P&L account. No depreciation point is there because the depreciation is charged by the vendor, not by the purchaser, not the vendor. Okay, because asset belongs to him. So interest will be credited to P&L account. So as we know, in only entries number third to fifth will be repeated in the subsequent year. नोटन कर लो बेटा, ब्रेक के बाद मिलेंगे दोबारा. सर हैव ए ब्रेक. Chalo. Let's do illustration number 6, beta. Illustration number 6. Okay, just tell me the entries. Don't write it on your copies. Just do it with me, just to go for a revision of whatever we have discussed. But before that, I would like to tell you that you should have to calculate the interest first. But that should be calculated with a logic. Logic. January 1st, HP Messrs acquired a pickup van. So who is the purchaser? Messrs HP. Who is the seller? FM Messrs. Cash price 1 lakh. 40,000 DP. So this is the purchaser. This is the seller. This is the CP. This is the DP. Balance to be paid in annual installment of 20,000. So what is the balance? Out of total 1 lakh, we have already paid DP of rupees 40,000. So what is balance? Balance is 60,000, which is to be paid in installments of rupees 20,000 each. So how many installments will be there? That is 3 installments. Okay, plus interest is to be paid, and this is the annual installment. So interest will be 6% per annum. Depreciation to be written off at 10% per annum, to be written off using the straight line method. So fast and furious, we have to pass journal entries in the books of HP Messrs. That is in the books of purchaser. So in the books of purchaser, the first entry will be better. First, before passing entry, we have to get to the interest. Very good. How to get the interest? Date, particular, interest, total. So how much is that interest and total? This all is done 1st of January 2011. Okay. First January 2011. This is about purchase of an asset for rupees 1 lakh. Then first DP is to be paid 40,000. So balance is 60,000. Now every year installment is to be paid. Preferably it will be paid at the end of the year. It will be more easy because in that case our accounting will be good. So 31st of March 2012. So first installment is to be paid for rupees 20,000 plus interest on 60,000 at the rate of 6%. So this will be 3,600. So it will be 23,600. Yes, very good, very good. 3,600. Interest is always in proportion. If amount to be paid will be equal, then interest is in proportion. You may see here, it is to be paid every year 20,000, 20,000, 20,000, and interest will be at the rate of 6%, that is 2400 and 1200. It will be proportionate. And this will help you to understand further questions because number of concepts are yet to be done. In that case, you will understood that here in the last year, if interest is 1, then in the previous year interest will be double, and in the previous last previous year it will be triple. Means proportion goes from here. If interest, this is 21. Okay, this is understood, everyone. I know it very well. I'm giving you one more concept which we will use later on. That in case principal amount to be paid in every installment or the CP to be paid in every installment is equal, then whatever interest of last year, that will be used as a base for calculating interest of the previous year. If it is 1200, then what it is double than this because it is 2 years, so it will be 2400, and it is 3 years, so it will be 3600, and be more than that accordingly. So we will discuss it later on, obviously. I think entries are clear to every student, so there's no worry. We need not to do this question now. Everyone is clear. So coming back to the concept of our entries. Now the next point is default and repossession. Already discussed that if purchaser is unable to make the payment, then hire purchaser will repossess the goods from him. Now this will be of two ways. One is full repossession. Second is partial repossession. Means complete and partial. There are two types of repossession with us. Now complete repossession means for that vendor has acquired, repossessed all the goods from the seller, from the purchaser. How it happened? If purchaser has only one item, how seller will acquire from him partial goods? Obviously, in that case, it is a complete repossession. Like in the given case, if LED, there's a one LED, then obviously, whenever purchaser is unable to make the payment, vendor will take back that LED, and this will always be a complete repossession. This can never be a partial repossession. But if purchaser has purchased 5 LEDs from vendor, and due to non-payment by him, due to non-payment of any particular installment by him, repossession is to be made, then as per the mutual understanding, it may be possible that vendor is acquiring only 2 LEDs from him and allowing him to make the payment from the next month or from the next year in routine. For the balance LEDs left with him, he may repossess only 2 LEDs. This is all as per mutual understanding. It may be there that he has acquired all the 5 LEDs. If he acquires all the 5 LEDs, it is a complete repossession. If he'll acquire partial number of items, then obviously it is a partial repossession. It is not mandatory that if there are more than one items, then he will have to go for partial repossession. It will depend upon case to case basis, as per the mutual discussion, as per the mutual agreement, as per the mutual understanding between the purchaser and the vendor. So you need not to worry. This is all depending upon case to case basis, and the information will be given in the question. If all the goods are repossessed, then obviously it is a full repossession. If partial goods are repossessed, it is a partial repossession. I think this is clear. Okay. Now, in case of complete or partial repossession, tell me one thing. If we'll get back our goods, if a person who has a so talking about the purchaser only. Now, in the books of hire purchaser, what it meant for? In the books of hire purchaser, this is very much clear to everyone that here what means for hire purchaser is hire purchaser is a person who has purchased these goods. If he'll return those goods or if the vendor will acquire goods from him, what will be the entry in that case? Just tell me according to your knowledge. Is it purchase return or sale return? It's a purchase. It's just like a purchase return. Yes, you must have to use your mind. It's just like a purchase return. So when goods are repossessed by the vendor, what entry will pass in the books of purchaser? Tell me. अच्छा सारे सो रहे हैं बाकी नहीं 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 बेटा सारे जाग रहे हो आप लोग एंट्रीज फास्ट सेंड मी द एंट्रीज वेरी फास्ट जागो गुड मॉर्निंग गुड मॉर्निंग गुड मॉर्निंग सारी गुड्स रिपोजेस कर ली वापस ले गया क्या एंट्री होनी चाहिए वेंडर मुर्त्याजा अली कम्स फर्स्ट वर्षा कम्स सेकंड अब्दुल कम्स थर्ड ज्योति कम्स फोर्थ एंजल कम्स फाइव वेरी गुड सपना अभिषेक वेरी गुड शाबाश प्रणव वेरी गुड ये बाकी कहाँ रह गए सो ये रही एंट्री आपकी higher vendor will be debited higher vendor debits chalo I would like to go for the purchaser first this is higher purchaser so in the books of higher purchaser entry will be very simple higher vendor account debit to so, higher vendor account debit to asset account this is the right entry which you have to pass higher vendor debit to asset account now at which amount this with which amount this will be entered he says higher purchaser closes the vendor account by transferring the balance of asset account to vendor account means this will be with the balance of asset account whatever is the balance of asset account that will be used for this purpose and when we'll go for vendor what entry vendor will pass vendor will debit it as goods repossessed account he will use and open a new account which will be named as goods repossessed account to hire purchaser account as normally vendor is passing an entry as we know goods return yeah purchase sale return account debit to purchaser here he will pass entry goods repossessed account debit to hire purchaser account and this will be the agreed value whatever is the agreed value that is normally given to you note it down beta go to illustration number 6 assume in that illustration buyer is unable to make payment of third installment buyer is unable to make payment of third installment. He failed to make the payment of third installment. Now, what will be the entry? Just tell me. थर्ड इंस्टॉलमेंट इज ड्यू बट नॉट पेड. सो व्हाट विल बी द एंट्री? क्या एंट्री होने वाली है, फटाफट बताओ. दोनों की बुक्स में बताएंगे, अमाउंट भी बताएंगे. कैलकुलेट द अमाउंट. This was illustration number 6. Cash price is given to you, all thing is given to you. So depreciation at 10% per annum to be written off using the straight line method. So assume that the third year installment is not made. So what will be the journal entry to be passed in this case? First of all, see how much amount is outstanding. First of all, you have to go for higher purchaser books. So higher purchaser books are very simple. Higher purchaser books. These are very simple, beta. In these books, we have to prepare asset account and a vendor account. There are two accounts, asset account and vendor account, which is to be prepared by us. I'm not going to make it in that way, whatever the way normally we are using by way of proper presentation, just giving you an idea. So we know it very well. We have purchased an asset for rupees 1 lakh. Then depreciation is to be charged at the rate of 10%. So depreciation is charged every year. Asset is purchased. Okay. Now balance is there 90,000 at the end of first year. At the end of second year, obviously depreciation at the rate of 10% to be charged. That is 10,000 again, because straight line method is to be used. Third year depreciation will also be charged. Now at the end of third year, third installment is due, because first installment is already paid, second installment is already paid. At the end of third year, third installment is not paid. So due to that reason, asset will be acquired by the vendor. So the entry will be vendor account debit, what we are calling higher vendor, to asset account. And this entry will be with the amount of closing balance of asset account. Now, what is the closing balance of asset account? It is 70,000. If you will see here, it is 70,000. So the entry will be higher vendor account with the balance figure in asset account in case of complete repossession. Simple entry, simple working. And in higher vendor account, entries are here. Yeah. So 1 lakh is the value of asset purchased from vendor. 40,000 is down payment. We paid at the beginning of first year. DP we have paid. While to cash we are writing. I'm just giving you a description. Then at the end of first year, interest is due. Interest worth rupees 3,600 is due. Installment is paid 23,600. So to cash, installment is made. Now 40,000 is the closing balance. Just carry down to the next year. Opening balance 40,000. Interest becomes due 2,400. Installment is paid 22,400. Closing balance 20,000 is carried forward to the next year. Brought down in the next year 20,000. Interest is due for the next year, that is 1,200. Now what will happen? Now this entry higher vendor account to asset account will be passed because asset is acquired by the vendor. So to asset account we will write here to asset account. Now asset worth rupees 70,000 is acquired because according to us the value of the asset is 70,000 rupees, which has been acquired by the vendor. So due to that reason we have suffered a loss on repossession. Loss on repossession, which will be worth rupees 48,800. This will be the balance sheet figure, which will be transferred to P&L account. So another one more entry will be passed, but it is loss on repossession account debit or profit loss account debit 48,800 to higher vendor account. चलो कंप्लीट रिपोजिशन तो आपको आ गया, अब समझ भी लग गया, अकाउंट बनाने भी आ गया आपको, एंट्रीज भी आ गई, अकाउंट बनाने भी आ गई, कंप्लीट रिपोजिशन भी आपने कर लिया, कोई दिक्कत तो नहीं किसी को. आई थिंक यू बेटर अंडरस्टूड हाउ टू calculate loss on repossession. You better understood how to pass journal entries. You better understood how to prepare accounts. You better understood how to go for complete repossession. Balance sheet figure, beta. Loss on repossession is a balance sheet figure. This entry is transferred from here. As we have passed this entry, first asset account will be closed. Whatever is the balance sheet figure of asset account, that will be transferred by way of this journal entry. Asset account, higher vendor account debit to asset account. This entry we have passed. So this entry is posted here to asset account. Balance brought down is there, interest is there. This is a balance sheet figure. Loss on repossession. Okay. So 48,800 is the balance sheet figure. So this is called loss on repossession. And the entry is loss on repossession debit to vendor account. I think this is clear to everyone. I've tried to make this chapter very simple and easy. Those points which are tough, I am trying to solve it by way of various examples. Also, many points are yet to be covered, but I would like to try to cover those points with some simple examples, simple way, simple method. Jyoti, is that clear? Okay. You may note it down, beta. Note down kar lo. Aditi, but loss on repossession is not calculated by me. It is, everyone must listen it once again. Don't go for the copy only. Go for the concept also. Actually, I am not calculating any loss on repossession in this case. That is automatically calculated. Steps are very simple. First, close the asset account. Whatever is the balance sheet figure of asset account, transfer that to vendor account. Then calculate the balance sheet figure of vendor account. It will be a loss on repossession. Is that clear? Step number 1, close asset account. Balance sheet figure of asset is transferred to vendor account, then get balance figure of vendor account, which is noted down with you for future reference, loss on repossession. Query raised by one is for the benefit of all, because it means for this may be a doubt which will come into your mind in future. So write it down with you. अभी से लिख लो. Is that clear? Explain steps of calculating repossession of goods. I have not done anything for loss on repossession. Beta, please let it be clear. First step is to close asset account. Prepare asset account, close it. Whatever is the balance figure of asset account, that will be transferred to vendor account. Like this, I have done it. That has already been done by me here. Please see here. Hire vendor account to asset account. This entry will be posted from asset account to vendor account. Now get the balance figure of your vendor account. That is our loss on repossession. That's it, beta. I think all these concepts are clear. Partial repossession. Minor differences there. In case of partial repossession, we know it very well. All the goods are not repossessed. Only partial goods are repossessed. So accordingly, we will make treatment of the same. In this case, there's a minor difference that the vendor account will be debited with the agreed value of the assets taken over. Means we have to calculate the value of assets to be taken over, and with that entry will be passed. The same entry will be passed as we have done in the previous one. So there's no big difference at all. In our previous illustration, we have already done that the entry will be vendor account debit to asset account. No difference at all. Just the difference is the value. That how to calculate the value. Now this will not be the balance figure of asset account because all the assets are not taken over. So minor difference will be there. We will treat it accordingly. Remaining is same. If agreed value is, that we will discuss. Come to illustration number 8, beta. अभी इलस्ट्रेशन नंबर 8 आपने मुझे करके दिखानी है. आपको आती है. You know it how to do it. You need not to worry. लोग दुआ करते हैं कि एग्जाम में आए तो हायर परचेज में से क्वेश्चन आए या इंश्योरेंस क्लेम में से आए या प्रॉफिट प्रायर टू इनकॉर्पोरेशन में से आए ताकि हम लोग पास हो जाए अच्छे नंबर. मार्क्स आ गए। तो आप लोग को वरी करने की जरूरत नहीं है, आपके सारे कंसेप्ट क्लियर हो जाएंगे और आप लोग ये क्वेश्चंस को बड़ी इजीली एग्जाम में कर पाओगे। एक्स लिमिटेड परचेज 3 सिक्योरिटीज फ्रॉम सुपर पोस्टिंग सुपर मोटर्स। तो परचेजर कौन है बताओ? एक्स लिमिटेड। बट इस बार स्कूटर कितने हैं? 3 स्कूटर्स परचेज किए हैं, 75,000 का एक स्कूटर है। पेमेंट वाज टू बी मेड 45,000 डाउन पेमेंट, बाकी जो है पेमेंट दैट विल बी पेड इन इंस्टॉलमेंट टुगेदर विद इंटरेस्ट एट 9%। ओके। X limited rights of depreciation at 20%. Okay, on diminishing balance return on value method है। It paid the installment at the end of first year, couldn't pay the second। पहली इंस्टॉलमेंट पे कर दी, सेकंड नहीं पे करी। सुपर मोटर एग्रीड टू लीव वन स्कूटर विद द परचेजर। दिस इज द इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट विच इज converting it from complete to partial repossession. He says agreed to leave one scooter with the purchaser. Agreed to leave one scooter with the purchaser. So he is not taking back all the scooters. He is going to take over only the two scooters. So one scooter is left with him against the amount due. The scooters are valued on the basis of 30% depreciation annually. Now, what amount is due? That will depends upon the calculation, whatever calculation we will make. So this will not be given clear, made clear that whether the amount due as on the date will be settled or only the amount due of installments will be settled. So it will be anything. The scooters were valued on the basis of 30% depreciation annually on return on value basis. So who has valued it on 20% and who has valued it on 30%? Let it be very much clear. The concept will be only this, that X Limited, who has purchased 3 scooters, will depreciate it at 20% of diminishing balance. So this is the concept which is followed by the purchaser. But here seller has its own way of valuation. I tell him that the scooter is value is rupees 50,000. The scooter which he is taking back, the value of that scooter is 50,000. That I may assume, X Limited may presume. But who have to take it back? Who have the right to take it back? Super Motors, vendor. So vendor will go for his own valuation. अब मैं तो कहता हूँ कि मेरा जो स्कूटर आप लेके जा रहे हो वापस, वो तो जी घिसा ही नहीं अभी तक, उसमें तो कोई डिप्रेशन पड़नी नहीं चाहिए, वो तो एसेट बिल्कुल ठीक ठाक है। तो 75,000 का पूरा ही उसको मान के चलो। लेकिन सुपर मोटर तो अपनी मर्जी से लेके जाएगा, वो कहता ना ना मुझे तो लग रहा है आपने इसको ज्यादा यूज किया, इस पे तो 30% डेप्रेशन डलनी चाहिए। मैं कहता हूँ 20%, वो कहता है 30%। तो बात किसकी मानी जाएगी, मेरी या उसकी? बताओ अभी, मेरी बात मानी जाएगी या उसकी? उसी की मानी जाएगी ना, बिकॉज हु इज द हीरो इन दिस केस? द हीरो विल बी सुपर मोटर्स, द डिसीजन मेकर विल बी द सुपर मोटर्स। तो सेलर की बात मानी जाएगी। तो पहले तो आप लोग फटाफट इंटरेस्ट कैलकुलेट करके मुझे बता दो, जो आप लोग आगे कर लेते होते हो, बट वो अब नहीं करना। चलो उसका भी टाइम बचाते हैं। यू नीड नॉट टू कैलकुलेट द इंटरेस्ट in advance now. Better you may go and prepare accounts. In that, automatically interest will be calculated. So, what you have to do? You have to prepare accounts in the books of X Limited. That we will do. Okay. Not going to waste your too much time. So, I'm not going to make proper performance. Obviously, if we'll go for proper performance, time will be utilized more. I'm just trying to do it for you the way it is required in the given case. Now, first of all, in the books of X Limited is the person in whose books accounts are to be prepared, and the name of the asset is scooter account, and the another name is uh, vendor's name is Super Motors. So first entry is simple. When we purchase the scooter, entry will be in the books of purchaser, scooter account debit to Super Motors. Date should be known to us. You will have to go for the proper format, whatever is given in your. We have not prepared any format. Yeah, this is the format which you have to use. Year, preferably date if date is given, otherwise year, then particular, then amount, year, particular amount. So that we are using. I'm not going for the format because time saving is required. In exam, you need not to do it by this way. You will have to go for the proper format. So first year, when we have purchased the scooter, it is worth rupees 2,25,000, and here by scooter account, it is 2,25,000 beta. Okay. Then what you have to do? Second entry is regarding DP. So you have to make payment of DP to bank. How much DP is paid? That is already made clear. Payment was to be made 45,000 down and the remaining in three installments. So 45,000 into three. It is 1,35,000. So this is the down payment which you have to make. Then whatever is the balance that will be carried down after calculating interest. So this is and the remainder in three installments at the end of first year. The installment what will be paid at the end of every year. So it means for how much is the interest rate that is also given to you 9%. So interest will be made due at the end of the year. It is okay. This is 45,000 in total which we have to make. Sorry, always try to check properly. So down payment is to be made for rupees 45,000. Then interest is to be calculated. How much is the balance? Just check it out. It is 2,25,000 minus 45,000 into 9%. So it is 1,80,000 into 9%, that is 10,800. Then you have to make the payment. How much installment is to be paid? It is already made clear that out of 2,25,000, 45,000 is to be paid as a down payment. Remaining will be paid in three installments. So every installment will be worth rupees 60,000 plus interest. You have to make payment of interest 70,800. Any doubt to anyone? Okay, this interest calculation is wrong. Students have already sent me the calculation that is correct. I assume it is 16,200 already carried by the students. I agree. This may be right because I have not used any calculator, so there may be a mistake. Carry down. It is 1,20,000. Depreciation will be charged at the rate of 20%. 20% of 2,25,000. So it is 45,000. Balance carried down 1,80,000 to balance brought down. Next year also full year depreciation will be charged even if we have not made the payment, but depreciation will be charged in full. Here by balance brought down. All entries will be passed by you now. अपने आप करो और मुझे बताओ कि आप लोगों का क्या क्या होना चाहिए. नेक्स्ट एंट्री क्या होनी चाहिए? चलो कैलकुलेट दी नेक्स्ट एंट्री. व्हाट विल बी द नेक्स्ट एंट्री एंड व्हाट विल बी द अमाउंट? चलो फास्ट. Fast. Alok comes first. Alok Shivani. I don't know what is the right name, Alok or Shivani. Mr. Alok Shivlani. Okay, Mr. Alok Shivlani. So he comes first with the right answer. I think answer is 100% right. Very good. Shabash. Interest entry will be there. Exactly right. Sir 76 200 बैंक में क्यों आई कंफ्यूजन है? नो प्रॉब्लम बेटा. देखो what happened here in this given case, we know it very well that we have purchased an asset. We have purchased three assets, which is worth rupees 2,25,000. Now we have made some down payment. That is also made clear. Down payment is 45,000. He says the balance amount will be paid by way of three installments. So every installment will be worth rupees 60,000. This is a CP of installment. Okay, beta. Now, while making payment, he says you have to make payment of CP plus interest, 60,000 plus interest. Now, how much is the interest to be paid in first installment? That we have calculated. It will be calculated on 1,80,000 because 2,20,000, 25,000 minus 45,000, that is 1,80,000 is the outstanding amount. So we have to calculate interest on this amount only. So that is 16,200. So this is the amount of installment to be paid by us, 76,200. Any doubt? Very good. My students are really wonderful. You have got it. By interest 10,800. जो आंसर भेज रहे हैं, I would like to appreciate their efforts. In that, Abdul, Gomati, Prinka, Sapna, very good. Very good, all of you. Starting with Mr. Alok Shivlani. Everyone has sent me the answers. I appreciate their efforts, but those who haven't sent must send it. So how much? What will be the next entry, and what do we have to do? अभी next entry क्या होने वाली है? चलो estimate लगाओ fast. ये क्लियर तो हो गया बेटा. अब एंट्री बताओ. Two bank entry will not be there. Alok will have to see the question now. See it. He says it paid the installment at the end of the first year, but couldn't pay the next. It means for installment of second year is not paid. Instead, leaving one scooter, remaining two scooters are taken over against the amount due. The scooters were valued on the basis of 30% depreciation annually on return on value basis. Also, X Limited settled the seller's dues. What it means for? We have to understand the meaning of these three lines with example, with the calculation. Let's try to understand that. Now, for this purpose, you have to prepare working note, beta. In this working note, what you have to do? Evaluation of scooters taken over. Now, whatever the scooters are taken over, we have to make valuation of those scooters. Now, but valuation is to be made according to the opinion of two persons. One is the purchaser and second one is the seller. So, from purchaser's point of view, from seller's point of view, there are two persons in this. According to purchaser, if we will see the value of asset taken over is very much clear. If you will see it as 1,80,000 minus 36,000, this is the value of three assets. If you will see properly, it is 1,44,000. This is the value of three assets, which is already given to us. Now he says one has been left and remaining two has been taken over by him. So this is a case of partial repossession, obviously. So two are to be taken over by him. What is the value of those two which has been taken over by him? What is the value of that which has been left with us? That we have to discuss now. Okay, it was illustration number 8. So here what you have to do, first of all take CP of scooter taken over. Now CP of scooter taken over is 75,000 into 2 beta. It is 1,50,000. Now out of this 1,50,000 we have to charge depreciation. Depreciation is 20% on WDV as per purchaser. As per vendor it is 30% on WDV. Where it is mentioned? Here it is mentioned. The scooters were valued on the basis of 30% depreciation annually on return on value. It may be anything. It may be mentioned as we have to write off 80% out of it, we have to write off 70% out of it, we have to write off 90% of it. That whatever is mentioned, we will do it. And this is mentioned that purchaser will have to charge depreciation at 20%. That's it. So first year, because we have used the assets for 2 years, so depreciation of 2 years will be charged. If there is some other date like 2 years plus 3 months or 4 months, then we have to calculate depreciation for those 3 months or 4 months also. So first of all, depreciation is 30,000 on it and 45,000 on it. So the balance is 1,20,000 beta. First of all, try to understand it, and then we will copy it. Don't worry, I'll give you the time. Then second year, again we have used it for full. Depreciation is 24,000 beta. Is that clear? It is 30% of 1,05,000, that is 31,500 beta. So it is 60, that is 73,500. It is 96,000. So when the repossession is made, that is not mentioned, the date is not mentioned. It means for repossession is done at the end of second year only. Normally date is given. If date is given, then we have to take depreciation for those 2 months or 3 months or 1 month or 15 days, whatever it is, we have to take it. But here no such date is given. So this is the value of scooters taken over. So according to purchaser, the value of the scooter taken over is 96,000. But according to vendor, he assumes the value as 73,500 only. So loss to purchaser is equal to value as per purchaser minus value as per vendor beta. That is 96,000 minus 73,500. That is 22,500. So this is the loss to purchaser. Is that clear? Now this is the agreed value. This is the agreed value, because the value at which it is taken over by vendor is the agreed value, because the value is of vendor only, not of the purchaser. Whatever vendor will agree, that is the value. So when we have to pass a journal entry, that will be with this amount only. Copy it. Shabash. Very easy. Very, very, very easy. I try to make it easy for you. Have you copied? Tell me yes or no. जैसे ही कर लेते हो डन लिख के भेजो. Abdul, we have to always a query is there whether we have to draw accounts first and then write journal entries very long. Always there is a process of writing journal entries first and then you have to go for ledger. I'm not solving complete question for you. I have done it according to the my requirement. So in exam, if you have to do it, you will have to go for general entries first if demanded. If demanded, if not demanded, there's no problem. You need not to worry, because if you have demanded accounts only, you have to prepare accounts better. So let's pass entries. So what will be the entry? Tell me, what will be the entry bit? To take over the asset, the entry is very simple. Super Motors account debit, because he has taken it over to scooter. So it will be by Super Motors. So this will be with the amount of 73,500. This is working note number 1. Okay, Super Motors account debit to scooter account. Then 2, here we have to post this entry to scooter account. That is 73,500. Now, whatever is the loss, that will also be generalized to what will be the entry for loss? Entry for loss is profit or loss account debit, or you may write loss account debit to asset account, which we already discussed. Loss account debit to asset account by loss on repossession. So this will be the entry of 22,500. So get the balance figure. This will be the value of asset to be carried forward, because this will be the value of one scooter which has been left with us. Is that clear? Now, after this, what you have to do? After this, what you have to do? Buy loss on repossession is there. Okay. So two scooter is there. Okay. Now this scooter is to be taken at 73,500. Loss is already entered. Whatever is the balance, what he says, see here it is. He says also X Limited settled the seller's dues. Means whatever is the balance that has also been paid by the X Limited. So to bank. If it is not mentioned, obviously it will be balance figure as balance carried on. But here it is mentioned specifically that balance amount is also to be paid in this case. So whatever is the balance that is paid by him, that is settled by him, otherwise it may be balance carried on. Okay. So he says 57,300. I think this is clear to every student. So what is your homework? Let's note it down. You will do all the questions, all the illustration, starting from illustration number 6 only. Maybe just a moment, I would like to check it out. Yeah, you have to start from illustration number 6 and go forward. Do all the illustrations, leaving this interest suspense method, whichever is given here. No need to do interest suspense method, we will discuss it later. and then you have to do all the illustrations. Very good, very good, very good. This has to be done by you. Yeah. Installment payment method you may leave. There's no problem. It is not required yet. We will discuss it later. Then you will have to come to your practical questions, unsolved questions. So in unsolved question, you have to start from question number 2. Do question number 2. No, you are unable to do this question. Yeah, you can't do it. This question. Question number 3 you can do. Yes, you can do question number 3. Unsolved question that you may do. That also include interest suspense. So it is difficult. Okay. So no matters. We will cover remaining concepts and remaining questions on the in the next lecture. इलस्ट्रेशन नंबर 6 से लेकर बेटा करने हैं आपने मेनली इलस्ट्रेशन दिए हैं मैं चाहूंगा कि अगर आपके पास कोई और बुक है तो उसको रेफर करके आप ज्यादा से ज्यादा क्वेश्चंस करें प्रैक्टिस के लिए इस चैप्टर के भी और इंश्योरेंस क्लेम के भी बिकॉज यहाँ पर सफिशिएंट क्वेश्चंस नहीं है इवन अगर हम एग्जामिनेशन के क्वेश्चन भी कर लेंगे तो आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि यू आर ओके विद दिस refer some extra notes refer some extra book refer some extra question that is good for you because these questions are not sufficient for practice you must have to do minimum 20 to 30 questions of this chapter and the previous chapter so that you should be perfect that you can solve it in the examination these questions are not sufficient in number so my suggestion is to arrange a book or a notes from somewhere and go for extra questions okay then we'll meet in the next lecture सर क्लोज करें सेशन किसी का कोई डाउट है तो पूछ सकता है अदरवाइज गोइंग टू क्लोज द सेशन आज का लेक्चर कैसा रहा एक बार फीडबैक दो फास्ट गिव मी द फीडबैक व्हाट इज द टुडेज सेशन हाउ वाज द टुडेज सेशन जस्ट टेल मी I'll send some more questions for you whatever is available with me as notes those will be uploaded remaining you may better check it at your own end just I would like to check it out if some questions are available with me wait if it is available with me I'll send it for you you may do it for your practice there are some question with me don't worry I'll send this question to you okay so everything is clear to everyone I've not received feedback of all the students send me the feedback so that I can improve it further if there is any doubt please tell me किसी को कोई डाउट है तो बताओ प्रैक्टिस के लिए आई डोंट रिमेम्बर एनी book Tata Megra Hills maybe I have seen Sultan Chand and Sons publication have some good books with them I don't know now at time which type of books are coming because now at time students are normally going for the coaching system and those teachers are giving you the notes so due to that reason I don't know exactly which books are studied by the student better I'll send you extra questions just a moment I'm going to see how many questions are there in that if sufficient questions are there you need not to worry just a moment I'm sending you the notes you may do one thing just do okay question number 2 onwards in that sufficient questions are there yes there are many questions in that with solution even no there are only 4 questions so better you may see your scanner also with this I am sending you this one you will have to take it okay it includes 5 more questions okay 5, 6, 6 more questions. So many questions are there. You may do it at your end. Remaining, you may use it. Okay. Thank you.